Hey, what's up, guys? It's Might Emerging Mind here, and I'm not really gonna talk about furry news stuff like that, because I don't really keep up with that shit. Funny enough, I think Sappho's was pretty much like the biggest news there was to talk about in 2020. I think it was 2021, like in June. Almost fucking 2 years from now. It's been almost 2 years. I think it has. Well, yeah, technically it's been 2 years, but we haven't gone to 2023 fully yet, so I haven't been a complete a complete 2 years yet. But I guess I'm gonna talk about furries when it comes to where they're headed to. My personal opinion when it comes to like the popularity and just overall the next area where they thrive. And I honestly think furries are eventually, they're already big. Everyone knows about a furry. Thing is, I think that furries are going to become more significant in Hollywood eventually. And they are starting to show because, movies, when it comes to the animations, a lot of animals lately. A lot of main characters that are anthropomorphic characters. And, I hate the fucking word furry. I still do. I still think it's a stupid, ridiculous little shit, like a childish fucking name for like the community. I don't consider myself a furry, to be honest. I don't know what I would call myself. There's burned furries, and then like say that's associated with like sexual things and stuff like that. Okay, let me stop myself real quick because I actually get the burned fur fucked up, like the whole reasoning for who these people are in the community when it comes to being labeled as a burned fur. Being a burned fur pretty much means you're against anti-kink, anti-sexual, furry, like anything to do with like sex pretty much. It's kind of hard to explain. There's a whole, like, you can look it up. I'm kind of just speaking to my ass right now, but yeah, it's anything to do with sexualization in the furry community pretty much, and they're completely against it. As for me, okay, there's boundaries where things should be limited in the furry conventions. Online, you're degenerate, whatever the fuck, do what you like. But in conventions, if you go to conventions with kind of like a fursuit that's almost like kinked out, like what I mean, like straps, it obviously kind of is glorifying sexualization of your character and being weird around others and being odd as fuck. Like there's kids there, man, or girl, whatever. There's fucking kids there. Stop being a weirdo in a public convention. Keep that shit to yourself. Be weird when you're in the hotel room with your fucking buddies and you're having a fun time, whatever. But keep it in a way like out of like minors' fucking field of view. That shit's fucking weird and uncomfortable. Why would you? And honestly, like, if you're in those weird ass kinky ass fucking like things you're wearing, I don't know what like latex shit in the furry costume. I don't know if it would work, but like that shit's it's just too weird, for a kid to like see that and experience that at a young age. It's very uncomfortable. If you're talking to minors while wearing that shit, it's just so fucking off-putting, right? It makes it seem like super weird and uncomfortable. I wouldn't want to be in that situation. I went to a furry community or convention, excuse me, and I experienced that as a young kid. I mean, I'm an adult now, but even now, I still think that shit's fucked up, and I don't think that shit should be acceptable in the public view of a convention in the furry community. It's just fucked up. It makes us look bad. I don't really consider myself a fucking furry, really. I mean, I even established that already. My other videos and this video, you're gonna hear me. I just think it's kind of ridiculous. Keep your shit to yourself, especially those pup hood motherfuckers. I don't know what they're called, that wear like the latex mask or leather mask, they look like dogs and they act like dogs. That shit's fucking so weird. I don't know. It's just weird. And if you think I'm an alt-right or like a fucking like, I don't know, like a piece of shit, or like I'm homophobic, that's just stupid. Fucking, that has nothing to do with any of that. It's a kink. Keep that shit out of public view. Especially in a convention where kids go to. That shit is fucking weird. Associated with like sexual things and stuff like that, and I don't know. It sounds like a cool name, to be honest. Burned furries. Burned fur? I don't know, but it's sexual. It's considered sexual. But I'm not. I consider just myself an anthro artist. Because if I was a furry, I would have a fursuit, I'd be committed, I go to fur cons. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, man. I really don't. If I got invited to one, I'd be like, okay, cool. But the thing is, I would not be like the rest of them. I don't fucking care about RPing and fucking ERPing and all that crap, and being a fucking animal literally sometimes, because they act like animals sometimes. I seen videos and shit, and I actually seen like people's Instagram stories because I follow furries, and I'm like, oh my god, that's fucking embarrassing, But it's their life. That's how I think of it though. It's just embarrassing to see that shit, you know. But in general, back to the topic, I just think that where furries are headed to, I don't know why, but I feel like it's gonna go to more of a like a urban outtake. I don't know, like an outlook, you know, like it's gonna be towards a direction of it's gonna become cool soon. I swear to God, it might come to that direction. You know, there's a lot of furry haters, of course. There's a lot of furry haters, trust me. You know, of course, everything has a hater. But when it comes to, fuck, I don't know how to make this character look. I kind of need to fucking look at them because they're all triplets, so her head sticks out that way a little bit. Okay. So when it comes to just the overall state of furries, I swear they're gonna become more urban. I just think furries are becoming more urban to the fact where they're changing in a more unique and aesthetic style and way when it comes to personality and also portraying themselves as an anthro or furry artist. They are not they're not kind of you know, they're not going towards that generalized furry agenda when it comes to the way they act and stuff. I think a lot of more normal people are becoming furries, and then, let me tell you, people in the furry community are not normal, okay? I myself am not too normal. I don't consider myself a furry, but I'm pretty fucking weird at times, and I could be stupid, okay? But I'm not still like them, like not that fucking goofy ass fucking cute snuggly bullshit. I hate that stuff. To me, that stuff is fucking lame as fuck to me. But the thing is, when it comes to a general direction, I think it's gonna become more popular in the fact where it's gonna be like it's gonna look cool at some point where people are like, oh, I don't mind these kind of furries. They look fucking cool. They act different. Their imagination when it comes to art and direction is different, you know. And I'm already seeing a couple of furries that have that direction when it comes to their art and the way they are and the music choices, and even they have kind of a hate towards the furry community. And it's not like we hate the furry community. I guess I kind of hate it, but the thing is, it's just we don't see ourselves as similar to general furry community. We don't see ourselves like we're almost like outcasts of the furry community. You know, we typically, in my opinion, are seen as different, unique, but like oddly, it gets strange to the typical furry because like why would these kind of people be interested in this community? And the thing is, why does the furry community have to be a particular way? Why does it have to be in a way where like the way they are is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be that way. It could be a whole different thing, and I honestly would rather make a whole new community kind of similar. It's obviously gonna be similar, but the thing is, it would be more towards people that don't even consider themselves a furry, rather, and they could say furry fan, but that's just a label, so fuck that label. And I would rather have a label where we're like, we stick out from the rest, you know. We are considered more up to what's going on in, it's funny to say, music, kind of, when it comes to stylizing your character, when it comes to fashion and trendiness. But it doesn't have to be super trendy. It could be completely underground as well, you know, where it's kind of exclusive in a way, and it's cool. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. It's just an outcast of furries, almost like outcast anthro artists. I wouldn't consider myself furries. It's outcast anthro artists or some shit like that. But yeah, because I definitely, it's funny to say, but I definitely don't fit in the furry community. I really don't. I really don't like having conversations with a lot of furries because I just don't understand who they are, and they don't understand who I am. And we're typically extremely different when it comes to what we like and enjoy, but they enjoy, you know. And it's not like I'm trying to, you know, bring hatred towards older gen, like the older generation of furries and the way they think and are. It's just I don't like it. It's not my shit. It never will be. I have a whole different outlook on in the furry community when it comes to just how things would be if I were part of something. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know how to explain it. It's hard to say. But, you know, I don't go to furry cons for a reason. Because they're so fucking out there, and I hate it. It's not my shit, man. I see the videos and I'm like, they're having fun. I get it. I don't hate the people that like it. I just don't like the ideas. I don't like the way they, you know, like the events how they made it, the shit, you know. It's their own goofy world. They love it, they go. But I don't give a fuck if I had to make a con based on people I would enjoy, and it doesn't have to be exciting. It could just be people that, it's kind of like a social club, you know, where other people like me and other people could fit in and be like, man, this is fucking cool, man. You're interesting, want to collab, or what's your interest and what's my interest, and then you can make friends that way, and it could be kind of like a private little thing. It's so hard to explain, and it's strange, but it's just that me, you know, a lot of, like, my other friend Vinny, we kind of thought that way. I never explained this kind of like sense of what I would expect in a con if I were in one that were nothing was nothing connected to furry community in a way, sort of, but not exactly. We just don't want to call ourselves furries because we see so much shit going on in the community when it comes to pedophiles and zoophiles and sex offenders and rapists. Because it's true. You could be all mad about this shit, but it's true. If you want to be a bigot and fucking be like, it ain't happened, I never seen it. It happens, people. It doesn't matter what community. It could be other communities that are the same thing, but I'm strictly talking about the furry community. The community always has a fucking shithead that fucking ruins it for everyone. And you know the person. They're always fucking things up for everybody. They're always making us look horrible. You know, I don't want to be part of that community. I kind of said makes us look horrible, but I wouldn't mind if it wasn't that bad. Overall, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be so fucking bad if the community wasn't what it was, and how people are and how they think they have to be. It almost feels like it's a fucking copy paste when it comes out of the people in the community. It almost seems like people are so similar to each other and alike, and I don't see a difference in the way they act sometimes. And I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at here? What is this? Is a clone? It's like a clone fest. Everyone thinks the same. Everyone does the same. It's like almost like a cult following, and it kind of probably is. You know, I just don't like it. It's not my shit. You know, I don't like it, and I kind of wish the community was different. You know, why does it have to be one thing? Why can't I just be kind of portraying other types of furries? You know what I'm saying? Or anthro artists, people. I think it would make the community a lot more interesting. Because if you are not, and I'm being serious, if you don't think like the rest, you are considered an outcast and not like them at all, and they won't even accept you for who you are. And it's the truth. And I'm not talking about being a fucking troll or some person that has a big opinion on politics or something like that. And I mean, it kind of is part of it a little bit, but at the same time, it shouldn't be. It's just if you don't relate to a certain way of what they have interest in, they won't accept you in a fact that you're different from them. You know? You're a little more interesting when it comes to the way you are, what you draw art, and they'll judge you. I've been judged a lot, and I don't give a fuck. I talk shit back because I can, and I like to say what's something that you have that's so original compared to mine. And it's stupid. Art fights are so stupid, you know. But I've been in so much art fights. As you say, I'm not unique compared to others. I'm like, what makes me ununique compared to that person? Is it the way I stylize my characters, and because I use clothing on my characters? What does it have to be to you? See what I mean? They kind of have a distinct way how people should draw characters and the way they should look. And in my opinion, that's fucking ridiculous, because every person and every artist has a certain style for a certain thing and a certain persona that is completely up to them to create that character, you know, and uniqueness when it all comes down to who they were at one point themselves or who they are. Characters should not be a certain way because you will fit in if they look that way. It's all dependent on who you are and what you think of the character and how they should be when it comes to originality. You know, a character is completely based off your own mindset and creativity and your past and what you consider inspiration. Don't think that your character should be a certain way because you want to be popular in the furry community and you want to be like at the top with the rest. Be 100% yourself, and trust me, you'll get a following. I still ain't popular. I probably never will be popular. But I'm happy knowing I'm not like the rest. I'm unique in my own personal and fucking way that no one could take from me. And I never will change for anything else. That's just how I work. I will always be unique and different and based on my own opinions when it comes to art and direction. You know? I will never take my direction somewhere else I don't think is me. Never. This is always going to be me. Whatever I draw and whatever I publish is 100% what I thought of that day as being unique and cool, or through the week, you know. And I might get somewhat comments being like, "That's so cool, you're so interesting," and I appreciate those little things. But again, if I never get popular, oh fucking well. This is more of a hobby than trying to be popular. I wouldn't mind having a fan base behind my back, but at the same time, I cannot wish for it. I gotta find a way to get to that point, you know? And I'm not trying to fight for it either, because if I was, I'd be drawing fucking art pieces after art pieces after fucking art pieces, fucking killing myself, you know? Just to get out there. And I probably would eventually get popular if I kept posting. But I don't still have the time to draw all the time. Drawing is a lot to me. It takes my mind somewhere else. Like, I fucking, oof. It makes me think so hard, you know? Like, fucking stresses me. I'll draw the sketch. I'll take an hour break and watch a show or something for an hour or two. Come back to it. Fucking do the line art night, complete the line art, and then fucking take a break again. Come back and look at it for like 20 minutes and say, fuck it, I'm done for today. And shut off Photoshop. And then the thing is, I want to complete it. It's just the motivation's so hard for me because I have so much other things in my mind. I don't have so much free time compared to other artists, you know? And it's not like I'm being a hater. It's just the truth. I'm an adult. I have a job. I got things to do. Pay bills. I can't always think about art and shit and complete art. You know, it takes a while for me to want to get done on certain things. But that's pretty much it when it comes to what I think of the furry community. In a way, it's more just about myself and, you know, what I've seen and shit. You know, well, I think the direction of the furry community might go eventually. It might never change, but I feel like it will eventually. I feel like there'll be literal celebrities in Hollywood that become furries, and then that's when it fucking blows up. It just takes one celebrity to blow up the furry community, or whatever they consider themselves. You know, it doesn't even have to be furry. It could be anything to consider. A whole new genre of art that's not even considered furry or anthro. It could be based off animals, but does it have to be considered furry, labeled wise? It could be anything they want. But anyways, that's all I got for today. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. If you want to comment below what you think. If you think I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, go ahead. If you want to, did I say subscribe already? I don't know. Do whatever the fuck you want. And have a good day or night.